All right, now can y'all hear me? Testing, testing. 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing. Uh, uh, Alrighty, alrighty. We on TikTok. Hey, can y'all hear me in the Discord? Yeah, I put a check in the chat, something of that nature. If you can hear me or not. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Okay, okay, I can hear it on my phone. Let's see, Brandy, you don't hear anything? Let me see. Uh, Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, yeah, the Discord is tripping. Okay. I'm guessing y'all can hear me. I know I can hear it on my phone. How everybody doing today? Oh, let me make sure. You can hear it on TikTok. Can y'all hear me in Discord? You hear it on TikTok. Can y'all hear me in Discord? Okay. Okay, yeah, it's good on TikTok. I might close the Discord because I'm having a little issue with the Discord. Oh yeah, y'all go to TikTok because it's probably got too many things streaming and stuff. Causes a little technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Alright. But so I unlocked the lesson 3 in the Discord. Let me unlock that real quick. Well, all right. So we're just gonna do it from TikTok. Come on, yeah. Yeah. If y'all, so I'm gonna close the Discord so y'all can come on over to the TikTok so we can do it over here real quick. Cause this, yeah, gotta get this set up better. I think. Gotta do some test runs. I'm gonna do some of that tonight. I'm probably just gonna make the Discord kind of like a private thing or whatever. But anyway, I appreciate y'all for coming in tonight. Y'all ready to get some education, some learning going on? So this right here is lesson 3. If you haven't heard, basically this is gonna be a short lesson. We're just gonna go over the foundation of the cryptograph understanding and like the hash is kind of getting into that the private keys, well the public keys. What else? Let's see. Basically, to get an understanding of the trust aspect of it. Do, 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 do. Yep. So we did the consensus, the last one, history, all that. Where is it? Okay, yeah, that's on it right there. So, alrighty. So this part right here is the cryptograph foundation, basically hashing public and private key digital signatures, basically how things are signed when you're dealing with the blockchain and how it works, how we kind of basically trust each other dealing with the blockchain. But you know, it's obviously it's human error where people manipulate things and kind of do things wrong, mislead people and stuff like that. So understanding this aspect will definitely get you in the right position where you don't get, you know, scammed or manipulated. So this right here is the Cryptograph Foundation, the comprehensive introduction. You can find this on dev.to. So this is a website where it's just basically developers, a good place for articles and things like that. Developers post and different people post on here dealing with coding and all that type of stuff. But we just basically gonna get through this. So we're gonna basically read this today and go over a little bit of do an example. So this right here, I was messing with it earlier. This right here is a visual example of the systematic key aspect. Let me go ahead and close that. And let's get to the reading. Okay. So cryptograph is a science and a practice of securing communication and data from adversaries. It involves techniques and methods of protecting information by transferring it into an unreadable format. It plays a crucial role in ensuring confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity of data. Forgive me, y'all. I'm getting tongue-tied. Core objects of cryptograph, encryption. Let's see. So this right here is some examples of different. So encryption transfer plain text into ciphertext, which can only be deciphered by those with the appropriate key. This ensures that the unauthorized parties cannot understand the content of the encrypted information. So this right here these are examples of just basically some encrypted aspects. So full disk encryption, BitLocker, Windows, File Vault. These are different services, basically where it's encrypted keys and it kind of give you, like I said, the demo aspect of it. This right here is the crypto system demo. So let's say we use crypto systems to send secret messages and read them. This demo lets you send and receive secret messages using two kinds of crypto encryptions: systematic key encryption and public key encryption. Beware that this demonstration does not use real encryption algorithms. If you really need to send secret messages, be sure to use a real crypto system. So this right here is just for example purposes. This is nothing to basically use like in coding, but you know, if you just kind of trying to get an understanding, like while you're in a class blockchain 101, you ain't doing no coding anyway right now. With this, you're just kind of trying to get an understanding of it. But this is the visual aspect of it, and to give you an example of it. So back to this part. So this right here, the part where it says transforming plain text into ciphertext. Now, this stuff has been going on for like what's that cryptograph history and dealing with like the Egyptians and like the hieroglyphics, all that type of stuff. That's a form of encryption or ciphertext or whatever. It's basically excuse me. It's basically, like I said, trying to hide a message from, you know, adversarial eyes and people that you really don't want to see the message that you're trying to obviously display. So that's one thing that you really want to understand. That's the whole point of the cryptograph. It's basically, and it's like I said, cryptograph is basically it's the hashing. It's just basically the same thing. It's just a more, like this right here is the symmetric key encryption. So that's I said my bad, I pronounced it wrong earlier, but this right here is one of the aspects of how the system is working when you send in a message to anybody on the internet right now. This is basically one of the methods how people can't see what somebody is sending unless you have a direct line with them, basically. But anyway, so like I said, these right here are different examples: database encryption, transparent data encryption, TDE. If you buy databases and or hard drives, external hard drives, or you mess with different like network systems, or if you like doing like hosting or whatever, you'll see a lot of these little abbreviations on stuff. But let's see, cloud storage. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the cloud storage. It's another form of encryption where the client side encrypt on the cloud storage service, such as what's that, Treatrix and Cryptomator. Yeah, that's a different service. I ain't never heard of them. Instant message encryption. The Signal. So Signal protocol. That's one. You if you, I don't know if y'all familiar with the Signal. It's an app. Basically, you can send messages like little private messages or whatever. VoIP, yeah, voice over protocol. That's one of them too. Basically, anything you sending messages to someone and they send the messages back to you, it's a form of encryption or cryptograph. So it's the foundation of how blockchain works with sending the blocks and the data back and forth. So hash function for integrity. So we already talked about the hash function. Basically, the whole hash aspect, like I said, it's a form of encrypting the message, and basically the hash aspect is that well, this is more of them right here. But like I said, we got the old one, MD5, the SHA-526. These are different forms of algorithm hashing. So, in the context of computer science and cryptograph, a hash is the result of applying a hash function to a piece of data, typically a message or a file. And also, I want to point out that you can do this for anything. So that's why these examples, I don't want y'all to miss that point. These examples, some of these are just like hard drives, external hard drives. You can encrypt a small piece of data, or you can encrypt a large piece of data. So when you're doing the stuff, it's three main things you really want to focus on. It's the speed of the hash function, the yes, the speed of the hash function, the hash algorithm. See if they point that out. I don't think they did in this article. I didn't get a chance to read this one before we started. I just kind of know because of the website. And this, years ago, I probably went over this, but I know. So if a hash algorithm is too fast or it's too simple, anybody can that's basically means it's too simple. Anybody can crack it. Anybody can hack the hash, and it's really not protecting anything. So it's pointless to even do it or whatever. But the main thing with the data port I was pointing out, that it's taking one bit of data, and it can be anything. It can be real big amounts of data, or real small amounts of data. It's like a couple lines of words, whatever, in a notepad, or a bunch of files like in a hard drive or whatever, and it's encrypted. Hard drives can have gigabytes of data, terabytes of data, depending on how big it is or whatever. But the hash algorithm, the hash function, is supposed to basically take that data and create a hash out of it, encrypt it, and basically so it hides it and protects the data basically. So this right here, the hash function for integrity. In the context, I think that where I finished that. Yeah, typically a message or a file. A hash function takes an input, the data, or a message or whatever input, and produces a fixed size string or of characters, which is common in hexadecimal numbers. So that's the bit. So it's 32, 64, like 8-bit. That's the bit port when it's doing, and that's basically just a long string. I showed y'all that in that last one. Let me actually, you know what? Let's do this right here. So this right here gives an example. I'm gonna just type in some words. Boom, boom. That's it. And then 54. And this is simple, so I ain't really typing in much or whatever. But it's the ciphertext of message. So this right here is part of it. But let me go back to that. Where is that? Where is it? I showed y'all this in the last one. With this right here, this the hash part. So this is the hash. It's just a long character. So it's like 64, 32-bit. 8-bit, 16-bit. It's just basically it's like what the computer can really read, and basically breaking it down from one piece to another piece or whatever. So that's basically what the hash aspect is, or what they talking about with the breaking the hexadecimal number, basically breaking that down. So that's what the hexadecimal number is. Oh, my bad. Where's this part right here, or the 64-bit and all that too, and all that part or whatever. The output often refers to a hash value or a hash code is unique to specific input data, and that's basically the hash value, hash code or whatever. And these right here is examples: 62 or SHA-52-6, SHA-3, SHA-1, all these. So digital signature and authentication. So digital signatures are cryptograph techniques used for authentication and ensuring the integrity of a digital message or document. They involve the use of public key cryptographs, where a pair of keys, public or private, public and private, is used to sign and verify authenticity. My bad. My mouth dried in the mud. I can't seem to read. Authenticity. Can't even pronounce. I don't know why I can't pronounce this right now. Authenticity of a message. That's gonna mess with me later on. But anyway, RSA. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I don't even know who that is. But I know what that is because I've seen that multiple times. One of the earliest and wide used public key in crypto systems, application digital signatures, secure communication, key exchange. So DSA, digital signature algorithm, a standard of digital signature specific specified by the U.S. National Institution of Standard and Technology, NSIT. Application. So okay, so this is breaking down the different signature methods. Okay. So like I said, I ain't got a chance to read this article, so I'm just reading it through right now. But this is something you really want to go through and read it for yourself. I just kind of wanted to go over this tonight real quick. Like I said, this is going to be a short one tonight. I'm just going to be on about like 30, 40 minutes or whatever. And we just basically going over the small parts of basically the hash and the public-private key and why crypto and basically ensures the trust basically. So, and then we're going to do this demo real quick. Just going over that. Digital signatures for 9. Okay. This is the main part I really wanted to get across. So this is a this is an example of the cryptograph, or this right here. This is the demo port, and this is basically the example of it. So as you can see, the example. So asymmetric cryptograph. A pair of public and private keys is used. The public key is for the encryption, and the private key is for the decryption. The key exchange digital signatures and ensure communication over insecure channels. So this right here, the systematic or symmetric key, plain text, encryption, ciphertext, decryption, plain text. So this key right here is what I was putting in right here when I was doing this. And let me put this. I'm gonna put this in a Discord so y'all can check this out later. I'll put it in the chat. Y'all can see that later. Let me edit that. This is probably a bad time to be doing this, because I be burping and belching when I be doing these mugs. It's like right after I be done eating. I always hop on here, but it's probably I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning, but probably eat afterward next time. But so symmetry key, encryption, demo. Alright, so I'll put that in the chat in the Discord. This link right here for this website. So yeah, asymmetric cryptograph pair. Yeah, we just read that. So pair of public and private keys. So this basically, this key right here where, say, all right, so this demo. So we gonna, since we at that little part, we just gonna go over this part right here. So like traditional door locks, that you use one key for both locking and unlocking the door. Systematic key Symmetry key encryption uses one key for both encryptions and decrypting the message. Follow these steps to send a secret message to someone. First, think who you want to send a message to. It needs to be someone whom you can securely send a symmetry key to. That's one of the disadvantages of symmetry key encryption. You need to find a secure way to distribute your symmetry key before you can send a message. Okay, so yeah. And I just found this demo too. I seen this a while back, but so alright, so basically you got to generate a key. So this is the same thing when you're doing with blockchain, but I ain't never seen this part right here break it down too detailed. So we all learning this all together, really, you know. But this key right here. So let me change this and change that. All right. So the next port is here's how to encrypt a message before sending it to someone else. If you receive a message, then follow the next step instead. We call your message the plain text. Enter the plain text of your message and your symmetry key. Then press the button to encrypt the plain text of your message into its ciphertext. All right. So let's see. How's it going? What's the plan today? All right, boom. Excuse me. So we generate the symmetry key, then we just throw it in here, say add it in here, and then we hit this, and as you can see, ciphertext. So, and I don't think it's not in the words that we use. Well, some of the words or letters and whatever we're using, but see, so send the ciphertext to your recipient, then they will follow the steps to decrypt the ciphertext using the shared symmetry key that you and they already have. Alrighty, so this is the key right here. And that's probably okay, so that's the public and private. So that's the public key. Got it. So that's the technology behind the public key and how the blockchains. Okay, I got that. Okay. I ain't never had to make no blockchain, so I really never got too detailed in making the blockchains. I just was onto the building onto them, and because that's the fun part to do, you know, that's stuff that makes stuff happen. But obviously, this part makes it happen too. But this part is it's just boring to me. But let's see, decrypt the message. So, did you receive a message from someone else? Then follow these steps. If you are sending a message, then follow the previous steps instead. Here's the decrypt. Here's how. Here you decrypt the message using the symmetry key. Symmetry key. I keep saying symmetry. Symmetry key. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce that. We call the encrypted message the ciphertext. Enter the ciphertext of the message followed by symmetry key and press the button to decrypt the ciphertext of the message into a plain text. Okay, ciphertext message. Okay, so that's the ciphertext. Oh, no, that's the key. The key. There we go. How's it going? What's the plan today? Okay. So this is symmetric key encryption. Okay. Now this right here is the public key encryption. Alrighty. Practice generating symmetric key and share it with a friend using your shared symmetry key. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing this right. That's gonna irk me. Not pronounce. Turn these speakers on.
USB, Bluetooth, optical in, auxiliary in.
Alright.
Symmetric.
Alright. So I'm probably saying it right. I kept saying symmetric. Symmetric. Alright, symmetric key. Using your shared symmetric key, if you or your friend can send and read the short encryption email by copying and pasting the text with steps 2 and 3 above. Okay. Alright. And that's symmetric key.
Symmetric.
Symmetric. Alright. Anyway, oh yeah, and this also, this right here is another video. This right here, hash algorithm and security. It's basically explaining the same thing I'm explaining right now. But it's something. Well, I already put that into the lesson, so that's in the lesson, so y'all can see that when you get into the Discord. All right, so that's already there. All right, so symmetric key, plain text. Okay, so it's the encrypted and decryption aspect of a text. All right, public and private key. So this right here is the key exchange, digital signature, and secure communication over insecure channels. Alrighty. Let's see. So public key, private key. So public key, plain text encryption, ciphertext. Then private key, decrypt, plain text. Okay, okay. So this right here. Let me go back. It's basically how the blockchains work. Or when you get the public and private key on the blockchain. So anytime you make an account dealing with a blockchain account, you automatically have a public key and then you have a private key as well. See, hash functions, convert variable length into input into a fixed length hash value, data integrity verification, password storage, digital signature. Okay. Common cryptographic algorithms, symmetric encryption, advanced encryption, ADS. Okay. So these are types of encryptions. And that's what they was breaking down earlier with this up here. Okay. And these are all, yeah. So yeah, if you want to really get deep into how these different symmetric encryptions work and asymmetric encryptions work, and the hash function, that's a whole nother thing. Like I said, I'm not an expert at this port. You know, I'm not, you know, I understand it to a good amount, but it's not my forte dealing with the hashing aspect of it. So let's see what else. Application of cryptograph, HTTPS. So web browsers. So when you click on the website, connection secure. I don't know if y'all ever noticed this right here. So it's security. This right here. See SHA-526. This is a public key right here. Certificate. So when you well, that's a good example. When you basically build a website, you have to get the just like verifying who the people are basically. So you fill out this information basically explaining and breaking down who you are and all your information, and then they give you this this certificate basically in this public key. And you have to put, they email this to you and to verify who you are and all that type of stuff, and then you have to put that into the hosting website. But basically this right here, it's a way they sent the public key or sent the information so you basically can so when they did when the hash, when you put all your information in there, in that they took all that information. So the whole process when you fill out this port to basically get this this connection secured, so it's verifying that you are who you say you are and all that type of stuff. When you put that in there, this is what it sends you this public key. Now I want to go through my well, this sends you a private key, and then this public key. This is basically this website to verifying this information who this person is. See, let's see. Common name, the company name, global. So this is the company right here, organization. But yeah, so anytime you look at a website, this right here, it's gonna always have the so let's see, we go here. I always have the secure. Let me tell you who the people is and the organization and all that type of stuff. Or the company. And then you gotta do your due diligence to do your research on who the company is or whatever. But yeah, this is a good example right there of how, and as you see right here, the SHA-256 fingerprints. That's a good example. So anytime you go to any website, there is a certain security aspect of it, and that's first one, secure communication. So, and then a VPN is also secure network, encryption of file, database, and storage devices. Yep, so data protection, authentication, and digital security. Verify the identity of users, ensuring the authentication of message. So yeah, that's it. secure transaction online bank account. So obviously banks kind of use this too, but I think they have a more. It's something else the banks use. I remember looking up or hearing something about that. They have a different. They don't use the SHA-226. They have their own, and that's just like I said. It's multiple different hash functions. But let's see. Challenges and consideration. So secure generation, distribution, and storage of cryptograph keys, algorithm strength, regular evaluation of cryptograph, algorithm for potential vulnerabilities, quantum computing, theoretical threat to exist cryptograph systems due to their potential of breaking certain encryption algorithms. Yeah, that's one thing. I kind of mentioned that a little bit back, dealing with the quantum computing. So that's basically it's theory. Like I said, it tells you it's theory in here. It's not up to that point where it can actually break these little hashes and all that type of stuff. But yeah, so this right here, this basically breaks down the foundation of cryptograph. And like I said, this little demo right here. So let's go ahead and do the public key now. So remember how in the previous section you needed to find a secure way to send your symmetric keys to a recipient of your message. Public encryption. Public encryption solves the key distribution problem. So generate a key pair. Generate a pair of matching keys by pressing the button below. You will get a public key and a private key. You will keep the private key to yourself, unlike the symmetric key in the previous section. You never send your private key to anyone. Public key, however, can be seen by anyone. Okay, alright. Alright, y'all, so don't be looking at my private key on this example. Don't be looking at my private key. Alright. So, to kind of break this down, say the public key is like the title or the name of somebody you're trying to send a message to. And then the private key is obviously what you use to unlock your messenger that you're using to talk to and communicate with people. So they give you a breakdown of what that aspect is. So this is record these two in a safe place. Public and private key are unusual. Any message that an encrypted with one of them can be decrypted with the other. However, either keys can act like a symmetric key. That is, a message never can be decrypted using the same key encryption. Okay. Alright, so let's try this. We'll get this plain text going. We're gonna do the same thing we did earlier. How's it going? Boom. Alright. So send this private key. Alright, so my private key. Alright, so it's a signed message. Okay, before sending a message, you may want to sign it. By signing the message, you are proving to your recipient that the message has come from you. You sign plain text by encrypting it using your private key. Okay, so I did that. So I put my plain text in there, got my private key, hit the encryption, boom. How is it secure? Anyone can get your public key and decrypt a ciphertext. Yes, that's the point. Signing the message does not protect it. After you sign it, a message with your private key, anyone can show the message. Show that message. Must have this be After you sign a message with your private key, anyone can show that message. So show that the message must have been signed by you, because they can decrypt it using only your public key. We need to make some better sentences as we run on. Let's see. After you sign a message with your private key, anyone can show that the message must have been signed by you, because they can decrypt it using only your public key. Yes, that's a horrible sentence. But okay, I understand what he's saying though. Step 2, encrypt the message. When sending a message to someone, encrypt it using their public key. Remember that a message never can be decrypted using the same key that encrypted it. And once a message is encrypted with someone's public key, it can be decrypted only using the matching private key. Okay. Alright, so plain text sign. Alright, sign message. Recipient public key. Okay. So the title, person, basically that person title, their name. Send the cipher. Okay, now send the ciphertext to your recipient. They will follow the step 3 to decrypt the ciphertext. Okay. Did you receive a message from someone else? Then follow the steps if you're sending a message. Then follow the steps 2A, 2B instead. The sender already has encrypted the message using your public key, and so you encrypt it using your private key. Okay. My private key was 93. Okay. And I believe that was the signed message. Okay. Take that. Signed message. The 66 was my recipient public key. Okay. Now that was a lot. That was a lot. That definitely was a lot. But I understand how it works. A little bit. Probably could have worked this better. But let me go through this again real quick so we can make sure we get this. Make sure I get this too. But yeah, if you trying to do encryptions and stuff like that, or get into that for the coding aspect, then you want to actually understand this. But just for example, so you can actually understand it when you see in a blockchain how it works behind the scenes, that's actually good too. But if you really want to dive deep into this, that's the route you want to get into, dealing with coding, and you can really understand this more in depth. But like I said, we're just gonna get a quick overview. So before sending a message, you may want to sign it. By signing a message, you're approving to your recipient that the message has come from you. Okay. So the signed message. Okay. So when I hit the plain text, run it through, got my number. So I got my public and private key. Sender's private key. Boom. Okay. How will this secure? Anyone can get your public key and decrypt it as ciphertext. Yes. So they get your public key. That's the point. Signing the message does not protect it. So this right here doesn't protect it. This is just saying that you were the one that created this message. After you sign a message with the private key, anyone can show that the message must have been signed by you because they only decrypt it. Because they can decrypt it using only your public key. Okay. So this is my private key. So this encrypts it. Okay. When sending a message to someone, encrypt it using their public key. Remember that the message never can be decrypted using the same key that encrypted it. And so once a message is encrypted with someone's public key, it can be decrypted only by using the matching private key. Alrighty. Text. Encryption using. Okay. So now this thing. Okay. First was to sign a message, and step B, encrypt the message. Okay. Now decrypt the message. So it's encrypt the message, then it decrypt the message. Okay. Did you just receive a message? Boom. That's the ciphertext right here. Boom. Then follow these steps if you're sending a message. Then follow the step 2A and B instead. Okay. So 2A. So alright. So as you can see, I don't know if y'all got that with me just rambling and reading it off, but this right here signs the message basically, and this encrypts the message. So then now you have this 2-part when you send a message. So you won't see this in the front end, but in the back end, this is how it works. So when you put that information in that box or whatever you send in a message or whatever, it's basically doing this part right here, signing it, validating it as you that made the message from your account, and then it's encrypting it. Okay. So this takes your the signed message. The signed message showing that you signed it. Recipient public. Okay. Okay. All right, did you see the message? Yep, we already said that. And then private key, recipient key. We put that in there, the ciphertext. The cipher recipient's private key. It came out. It just did. And that's why you got it right there. So when you did, okay, so when it received this right here, so this ciphertext, so when it encrypted the sign encryption port, so this sign message, that right there, when it encrypted that, it gave it out right here, the sign of plain text. And then this right here attached the public key to it, which encrypted the message. Then the whole decryption aspect of it, you got that right there. So you put that in there with the private key for the recipient, which would be somebody different, because this is the example. And this is actually only one public and private key. So this is going from one person to one person basically. But this is just for example purposes. So this would be a different private key for somebody else. It would be a whole separate thing or whatever. And then they would have got this cipher key or the ciphertext from this port right here, this first two ports. And then they would have got that information, and then that whole verification, it would have verified, okay, that person, it was sent from that person, verified, or it would have got that decryption message from that person. That's that whole decryption, their message right here. Hey, what's going on? It's the signed message, and it's encrypted. And it would have took that, and then they would have attached the public key to it. So then it's like sending it out there. And then this port right here gets the whole, that would actually be somebody else with the recipient private key, because it would be sending to somebody else. And then it said like this would also be different too. So this port right here would be different. So it wouldn't be the same private key, the public key, because it would be somebody that would be receiving this message. So then you got the encryption, boom, okay, and then it came down here. All right. Yeah, that's a doozy. That's a lot in the back end. That's a lot to code too. Well, I don't say a lot to code, but it's a little bit, because you got to do a lot of error handling. And also security aspects of it, but that's that's a whole other thing. I think I'm not certain, but yeah, I would imagine you have to do a lot of error handling and a little bit amount of code for that to make sure all that function right, to send it back and forth between people. Okay. So yeah, so that's basically the cryptograph foundation and how these hashes work and how the public and private key work. This right here is the symmetric key encryption. So that gives a good understanding of how that port kind of flows with it. Yeah, okay. So 4 steps, 2A, 2B, and 2, 3, and 2A, 2B, and 3A and 3B above are not all applied to each message. Instead, you apply the steps depending on what you need to do. When sending a signed message, you do step A and step B in order. When receiving the signed message, you do step 3 in order. Consider the moment when the order is important. Okay. Consider for a moment why the order is important. Yeah. Kind of broke that down a little bit earlier. Alright, practice. So let's see. Generate a public. Okay, it's just telling you practice to do it or whatever. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's good. Alrighty. So that kind of broke down this whole cryptograph foundation. Like I said, when y'all get a chance, read this on your own to get it. To get a good understanding of it, and try to really get an understanding of how this is implemented, and also look up these examples, because you'll find that a lot of this stuff is you've already seen it and experienced it, because it's in services that everybody uses. Like I'm pretty sure everybody uses a VPN. Everybody know what that is. Pretty sure that if you've been on any kind of Signal, WhatsApp, everybody know what WhatsApp is, Signal and all that stuff. Well, if you got an internet phone number, they used to have their Google Talk and all these different little services or whatever. That's the voice over IP. That's basically like call and encryption for calling and stuff. But yeah, just so you can get an understanding of the technology and how it kind of works behind the scenes. But then this part right here, dealing with the public and private key, that's the actual blockchain part that's dealing with like this part right here, that's dealing with how blockchains are kind of signed and all that type of stuff, and break that down. But this right here, the technology behind it, so you can actually understand how that works. But yeah, I get a chance, read that. Also watch this video. I dropped a lesson 3 into the to the Discord. So yeah, that's it. I got some things to take care of tonight. Yeah, it's about 40. Yeah. Went a little bit over what I was expecting, but I hope that give y'all a little bit of understanding of what the cryptograph foundation. So that's gonna be the end of the cryptograph. So this next lesson that we doing, what's the next lesson? I think that's when we get into the fun stuff. What a token is and all that type of stuff and but we got all this technical stuff out the way. Yeah. Yep. Okay, community empowerment angle. Yep. So that's the next part we're gonna get into. Lesson 4, I believe. Go through that. Oh, I kind of went out the order with that, but yeah, that's cool. Oh, okay, no, that's a little bit. So it's public and private. Okay. So public and private blockchains. But we kind of went over all that. But yeah, okay. We're gonna get more into it or whatever. But alright, y'all. I appreciate y'all for joining. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all for the likes and all that stuff like that. Good looking at y'all. Thank y'all. I'm looking at my phone and the camera right here. I'm crazy. But alright, y'all. I appreciate y'all for joining. I'm getting better at these classes. I'm gonna make some more videos just kind of breaking this stuff down because I know probably it's a little bit different or difficult to see everything when you're looking at everything on the TikTok, and I'm doing so the phone view version versus the actual computer version, and I'm getting everything kind of understood a little bit more how this works. But I'm probably gonna do some more videos with the just to kind of explain stuff. We'll do some lives, kind of do one-on-one. Well, not one-on-one, but like with the chat and everybody in here talking and stuff like that, so we can kind of discuss and talk about it and share some information like that too. Cause I think that'll be better. I can take some pictures and screenshots and things like that, or some videos, and be able to share them better. Because yeah, this cool right here, but it's just not format wise. It's not the best. So like I said, everybody, I appreciate y'all showing the likes and the love and everything like that. Okay, I'm gonna close that video. Alright, y'all take it easy. Have a good night. Oh yeah, happy Black History.